How Schools Use Time, Organizing the School Day, from the book Yardsticks, Children in the Classroom, ages 4 to 14. Developmental considerations. Organizing the school day. Many years ago, the brilliant educator Sylvia Ashton Warner described the daily rhythms of classroom life in her classic book, Teacher. Simply and poetically, she wrote about how children need times to breathe in and breathe out as they go through the school day. She believes that children will learn as naturally as they breathe if we pay attention to their needs when planning and practicing our instruction. But schedules in today's American schools don't always pay attention to the pace of childhood or children's changing developmental needs from age to age. Consider, for instance, the long-held practice of scheduling recess right after lunch. Haven't we got it backwards? Doesn't it make more sense to work up an appetite on the playground and then eat a good, healthy lunch, rather than to eat as quickly as possible and then run right out and play on a full stomach? Schools that have reorganized their schedules to allow for the simple change of putting recess before lunch have seen improvements in the children's afternoon behaviors and energy levels. Regardless of whether they put recess or lunch first, many schools next push the children right into the afternoon's instruction with no breathing out time. Not surprisingly, this hard-driving shape of the day, common in so many schools, mimics that of the larger adult world. In our classrooms, the lack of a midday break often makes the afternoon a downhill journey of inattention and listlessness, with the children focusing on the moment of dismissal. Offering a quiet time after lunch during which children can experience a few moments of precious silence in the classroom, reading, drawing, writing, or resting by themselves can energize their brains and refresh their spirits. The afternoon can then be a learning-filled adventure. Closely related to the order of school activities is the pace of them, how much time we allow for each activity before moving on to the next, and the manner in which we move the children on. 8 years ago, I wrote in my book Time to Teach, Time to Learn, Changing the Pace of School, about the, quote, absolutely inappropriate pace of teaching and learning, which daily decreases the quality of education and the very quality of life for millions of school children during their school years, unquote. My concern has only grown. Children have almost no time in their school day to reflect on their learning, to make calm, organized transitions between classes or subjects, or to delve deeply into learning that they love. Sadly, school resembles more and more a miniature adult world of packed schedules, multitasking, and exhaustion. Not only are we modeling this world for children by our own adult behavior, we are moving these practices into the world of school with the belief that they are necessary for children's academic success. That belief is completely mistaken. The fact is that children do not experience time the way adults do. Their understanding of past, present, and future is undeveloped in early childhood and becomes more sophisticated as they mature into adolescence. Therefore, although high school and college students may switch from one class or assignment to another relatively easily, younger children cannot. This means, first of all, that elementary children should not be shuffled from one classroom to another, one teacher to another, in a way that chunks up their day into short periods. This is especially true in preschool, kindergarten, and primary grades, when one of the most important variables for academic success, educational experts say, is the constant attention of a single teacher with whom the child can develop not only a predictable and meaningful relationship, but also a consistent understanding of the expectations about time constraints. This single teacher can guide children in making transitions, finishing assignments, and eventually in completing and bringing in homework and planning their own time wisely. Elementary students' relative difficulty in switching from one task to another also means that when we must move children on to a next task, classroom, or teacher, we must do it in a calm, unhurried way. Hurrying children leads them to feel excessive frustration and anxiety. Hurry up, children, it's time for gym. Hurry up, children, it's time for spelling. Hurry up, children, it's time for music. This way of talking can only add anxiety for children who are probably already feeling rushed. Early childhood expert Jackie Haynes tells us the story of one kindergarten teacher who knew she had had enough when she heard herself say, "Hurry up, children, it's time to rest." Contrast this with a calm reminder or direction to children to be mindful of the time. For a 7-year-old, a quiet individual reminder can make all the difference in the world. Don't forget, we have gym in 5 minutes. Now's the time to clean up. In kindergarten, a gentle bell sounds, and the teacher says, "In 5 minutes, we will be ending our working period. Think about what you need to do to be finished." It's important in our distracted adult world to remember that children become deeply absorbed in the important business of learning and growing. We need to help them manage this process rather than drag them helter-skelter through a hectic day. Older children in grades 4 through 8, like younger students, love to be absorbed in their learning and do well with block scheduling and lots of project-related work. But adults expect these older children to demonstrate increasing efficiency in their management of time for homework, sports, extracurricular activities, taking care of younger siblings at home. As the expectations intensify, not having enough time can be a constant worry or complaint heard from these tweeners and young adolescents. Teachers can help by checking assignments with each other so that, for instance, big tests in several subjects are not scheduled on the same day, or by providing homework passes when they notice individual students are overloaded, or know they are dealing with significant health or family issues. For adolescents, an additional time-related issue that affects learning is their sleep schedule. Sleep research in recent years has shown that adolescents do better when allowed to follow their natural circadian rhythms of sleeping later and staying up later. Even a small adjustment in the school schedule, such as starting middle school classes at a later hour than elementary, rather than the usual other way around, may make a big difference in how adolescents perform in school. Indeed, such adjustments are critical, and not only to adolescent school success, but to their basic health and safety as well. Results of a major National Institutes of Health study published by the National Sleep Foundation found that adolescents are showing increased signs of sleep deprivation and reliance on stimulants to make their way through their demanding school days. National Sleep Foundation 2000.